Trident1, FFL software. Vendor Invoice Reconciliation Training. When you make a purchase order from a vendor, it is a best business practice to ensure that you have received all the items that you have ordered. This is where Vendor Invoice Reconciliation, or VIR, comes into play. If utilizing QuickBooks in conjunction with Trident1, it is necessary to create a VIR to account for the payment to the vendor. Let's begin by navigating to Products and Vendor Invoice Reconciliation List. This will take you to the listings page of all the VIR forms that are logged into Trident1. To view a VIR, click on the vendor invoice number. This shows the VIR for the selected invoice number. Now, let's look at creating a VIR. There are two ways to navigate to the Create VIR page. One way is by clicking the Create New icon on the top right corner when the user has the VIR listing page open. Another way is by going to Products, Vendor Invoice Reconciliation List, and create Vendor Invoice Reconciliation. To begin, click the Add Vendor button next to the vendor name field. Select your vendor from the list. Now, select the vendor invoice number drop-down. If you have an existing invoice, choose the Import Vendor Invoice option. Click Add New Invoice to add a new invoice to the VIR. In this instance, we have chosen to add a new vendor invoice. When you select this, a new text field appears. This is where you will type in your invoice number for this VIR. Press Enter to assign the number to the VIR. Now, select a vendor bill date by clicking the calendar icon. You now have to load the receiving data. You have four options. You can load the receipt by either date, or number, or the purchase order by date, or number. Once you have selected how to view the data, you will see a list of purchase orders in the order you chose to view them. Choose one PO, or as many as you would like. Or, you can deselect all. Once you've selected the purchase orders, click on Get Reconciliation Form. Now, you can see all of the products that will be from the purchase orders you selected. Here, there are a few options. Partial reconciliation status will display if you have a discrepancy within your VIR. The default received cost is the price you received the product at. You can adjust this to any of the other price fields registered for the product, if you so choose. Match allows you to make the invoice quantity equal to the receiving quantity. You can click the checkbox on top of the Match option to match all the products. You can choose to push the discrepancies to accounting account for either cost or quantity variance. You can push discrepancies for damage, duty expense, freight expense, postage and delivery. You can add a discrepancy type if you choose, with the Add Discrepancy Type option. You can choose to add special terms to the VIR, depending on how that vendor bills. Once you have configured everything, click Save. A pop-up appears asking if the user chooses to update any price fields. You can choose from Current Cost, Average Landing Cost, Alternate Costs 1, 2, or 3. Click Continue to save, if you are satisfied with your VIR. Going back to the listings page, you will see that your VIR has now been added into the system. Trident1. Locked and loaded.